Yay, finally we're live. Hey everyone, it is Rebecca from Bryan House Quilts, and in this video I am going to share with you how I like to organize my color chips. So there are so many different ways you could organize your color chips. So I want to start off by prefacing that this is the way I organize it. And have you ever bought a planner and at the beginning of the year and you write out your new plan, get it all written down, and eventually you end up not ever using that planner? Yeah, just like a planner that you don't use, I want to make sure that you don't set up a color chip system that you don't use. So I'm going to show you how I organize my color chips in a way that is most beneficial to me, but do know that there are all sorts of ways you can organize your color chips. So make sure you pick a method to organize your color chips that works best for you. All right, so yeah, if you're joining us live, I would love it if you would leave a comment. Let me know that you stopped by and say hi. Chances are you're watching on replay, and that's okay too. Let me know you stopped by. Leave a comment in the comments and say hi, say what's up. Okay, so I am going to show you how I organize my color chips. So I'm going to rotate my camera here so we can see my table. I see Daphne has joined us. Hey, Daphne, and hey, Anne. Thank you so much for your comments. I love teaching live because there's that energy that we just share over a live experience. And of course, if you're watching on replay, I don't want you to feel left out. I love it if you're watching on replay too. Okay, so on my table, I've got my color chip systems. And I want you to know that I've been working with color chips for over 5 years now. So I've got a couple different systems. I just got a new Kona color card, the kind with all it's their colors. They have 365 colors and it's just so gorgeous. And so one thing I like to do for my color chip system is I do like to keep a spare color card just for easy reference. And then I also like to cut up a second card, or maybe I cut up an old card so that I can play with the color chips. And just, I really recommend, if you're struggling with color, if you're a color muddler and you haven't tried color chips, do yourself a favor and, buy a Kona color card or just start off with the paint chips at the hardware store, because those color chips are going to let you play in real time with color and get those color ideas that are in your head out into the real world so you can see how they play with other colors in the real world. Now, this particular example on the table is one of our challenges we're doing inside the Playful Color Quilt Guild. We're matching colors to our very most favorite fabric of all time. So just an example of how I use colors, these color chips in real time here. Okay, so one thing I like to do with my color chips is have a color card. Maybe it's an old one, maybe it's a new one, but I like to have one just for reference, quick reference, so I can unfold it. There's actually one on my design wall right now, so I can just refer to it. And then the other thing I like to do, I have two other sources. One is a pile of color chips. This is my signature color palette library. These are all the colors that I feel comfortable using, where I could pick out a color chip, and then based on that color chip, I could start to build out a palette. So I've worked with these colors a lot, so I know them like the back of my hand, and I can really pretty easily go to this palette, the signature palette over here, and start building out color chips and color palettes here with my color chips. And then the other way I like to organize my color chips is in one of those embroidery boxes. I don't do any embroidery. I just bought the embroidery box for this organization system. So what I'll do is I'll take all the yellows and I'll put them into one of the containers, all the oranges into one of the containers, the pinks, so on and so forth. And then all of my neutrals are in this giant pack here. So this particular system has a Kona color card all cut up here. And I do keep it separate from my signature palette here. And so these are colors that I might not be as comfortable working with. They're outside of my comfort zone, but I like to have them on hand just to challenge myself, because you never know when a new color is going to come back into style, or you know, you just want to push yourself to get out of your color comfort zone. Let's say you're doing some of those color challenges and you need to grow your signature color palette. So real quick, this is how I like to organize my colored chips. I've got my embroidery box here where they're organized in color order. I've got a color card just for quick reference, and then I've got my signature pile of color chips over here. I'm a piler. Are you? This is how I organize. I'm a piler. If you were to come over to my house, you would see piles. I'm a piler. Not so much organization beyond that system. So that being said, I'm a piler. You probably organize very differently than I do. There are a ton of ways to organize your color chips, and really the important thing isn't how it's organized, and it's not about getting it right. It's about finding that system that works well for you, that system where you could go to whatever system you have, you could pull out your color chips, start playing with color. So you want to make sure your color system is easy for you to maintain and accessible for you to play with, so you can have some fun with these colors. Because really, it's all about playing. We want to be able to play with our color chips to really make some progress on our journey to color mastery. All right, so for those of you that are joining live, are there any questions I can answer while we're on live? I'm about to start wrapping us up here. For those of you watching on replay, if you have a question, go ahead and ask your question in the comment, and I'll circle back to the comment section later when we're off our live broadcast here. Okay, so in this video, I shared with you my favorite methods for organizing my color chips. And again, it's not about the right way or the one way to organize your color chips. It's about finding a system where you can readily and easily grab those color chips and start playing around with color. So once you have your color chips and your color chips all organized, your next step is really to continue playing with color along your journey from color muddler to playful color quilter. So if you'd like to learn more about what those next steps might be, if you're ready to learn more about the Playful Color Quilt Guild, I encourage you to go to playfulcolor.com and you can learn more, and you can start taking your first steps towards color mastery and becoming confident when you quilt with quilting in color. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you around, and I want to thank you for taking a few minutes of your time and watching this live video. So thank you, and I will see you on the internet. Bye for now.